What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto. We are talking about Jesus Coin yet again. This one comes to us at the request of Silos. I told him he wasn't going to do it, but he paid me in Jesus Coins to do this. No, I'm just kidding. I don't get paid. I don't get paid for anything but my own investments. I get paid in laughs, maybe. That's But anyways, guys. Let's get started. Let's talk about this. You said we needed an emergency update on this thing. I don't think it's an emergency, man. I think we're doing just fine, right? We had a little stall, if you want to call it that, over the past couple days from this magnificent growth that we've seen over the past week. We're in the middle of nowhere right now. I would expect that we are going to go up to this 382. I want to make sure I have the absolute high and low here on there. I'm pretty sure I do. Yes, for accurate predictions, readings here. I would very much, man, with a high, just how close we are right now, with a very high degree of certainty. I don't say this number often, but like 90+% positive, man. And I don't say that often because it's like a curse. Anytime you hear 90+%, this is going to happen, it doesn't happen, in the realm of charts at least. But very likely, you guys, I think that we will at least see this in a matter of no time. And like it could be today, it could be tomorrow, probably by the end of the first week in December, for sure. I do think that we are going to see 6 zeros. Let's just call it 604, because I bet we go through it. This price, however, is still well on the books, taking out another zero, hitting that 5-0 mark. Absolutely possible by the end of the year, and we could. I know it seems crazy, unless you're George. We could go absolutely like double, triple, quadruple that. Like, we could do some insane stuff. I know that most of us might not be anticipating that. Some of us, George, might be anticipating that, of course. But these are from the current price, that 618 is a 4x from here. If we were to go all the way up to this 2272, that is a 26x. And I know that sounds crazy to say that could happen by the end of the year, you guys, but it absolutely could happen. And not only could that happen, but prices above that could happen. You could see some phenomenal growth happen, but with that will come volatility. It definitely will, and especially in that short amount of time, you would definitely see some heavy damage to the downside whenever it comes to selling. But because the end of the year is over here, if we were to make it all the way up to these prices, we'd basically just have to move up in a straight line. And when you get that, whenever it does come time to give some back, you tend to give it back pretty violently. So the faster we go up, the harder we are going to come down. Nothing moves in a straight line forever, and that's why I think also it's kind of important to stay grounded. I do want to stay, I know I'm putting all these bullish numbers in people's heads right here, but do stay grounded and look more at these levels here, somewhere in between here. There's a reason this is the expected zone, right? The expected fib ranges to hit between your golden extension and then your minimum extension at the 1272. So stay grounded from there. But again, the main idea hasn't really changed, right? Hold until the burn. And if you want to keep holding, keep holding. If you want to buy the people selling on the burn, go ahead and do that. Price could absolutely continue to grow through the burn date, you guys. It doesn't, just because buy the hype, sell the news is a common thing and it generally does work out, it doesn't mean it has to work out. There are times where the news comes out and it still grows higher. It still goes up even more. So, I feel like a lot of people are expecting to sell around the date of the burn, and that can lead to a bunch of different scenarios, man. Maybe some people will front run it. Maybe it starts selling a week before the burn. The sell the news event happens actually before the burn. Maybe because everyone's expecting to sell it, for whatever reason, we continue to grow in price because maybe it drops a little bit and then it continues to go up. All the people that sold buy back, and that just gives it more oomph to keep it going higher. I don't know. I'm just kind of spitballing ideas here, but really what's going to happen, guys, is things are going to continue to grow, probably until at least the week of the burn, if not past that. So here we are, still about 26 days away from that. I think we're in good shape. I definitely think that we're in good shape. Today, daily RSI looking strong, very, very strong. 4-hour RSI, let's see here. Pretty strong as well, man, bouncing off of that 50 level. You did actually get a break of some sorts, right? You've got this break here on your 4 hour where you closed higher than any of this. We are testing back this previous like resistance zone. This could be the start of a move that does take us into the 3s, you guys, or beyond, the 3s to the 4s even. You know, you can see it here that whenever we broke this high, okay, whenever we closed above it, we did check back for a little bit, back at this like previous area of resistance, and then we continued to go higher. Whenever we broke that high, we continued to go higher. Whenever we broke this high on a closing basis, we continued to go higher, right? So this thing, it doesn't like to mess with us too much. Generally, moves like this are the real deal. They're an indication of more to come. And no, there's not a lot of volume, but look at this. Whenever we broke this high over here, there wasn't a whole lot of volume. It was less volume than this move over here, actually, but we still proceeded. I mean, technically we came down, but still low volume on the ways up, and, you know, then as we progressed, we got a little bit more volume coming in. But again, here you had a 4 hour that closed above this 4 hour here, dramatically less volume, and still we continued to climb. So just because there's no volume here doesn't mean it can't come in. I think it will come in if we continue to go up. But one way or another, I would assume that either today being Thursday, for me it's technically Wednesday still, but today being Thursday, tomorrow being Friday, I would assume that within the next couple days we probably do see some resolution to the upside. I think this is as low as we're going. I doubt that it goes lower than that. We could go lower than we are now, sure, but it's all just going to be higher lows, and inevitably we will break out of this zone officially and see those 3s, maybe even 4s, potentially by the end of this week, guys. So things are looking up. Things are looking up. I like this 4 hour RSI. Very hot, very strong. We've cooled off. We have cooled off. Getting ready for that next leg up. Daily RSI, strong as hell, can definitely go up more, right? We're at 90, we're at 91 right now, and we've had 2 times where we've topped off at 94 and then about 95 there. So we absolutely can go up a little bit higher. Yeah, it's crazy, man. And just because the RSI closes here, you know, the RSI might be all the way at 98 or 99 whenever the daily high is in or something like that. But it can come back. We can have a close like with a wick. I guess, let's see if these aren't really good examples. But I guess like this one here, right? Like here at the top, you closed here, but the RSI at some point was actually higher than this because of these wicks up here, right? So we might see something like this to kind of mark the top, which we're kind of getting those right now, but I do think we go up a little bit higher at least before we see some kind of more major pullback. And I do think to end the video right now, I know I'm going all over the place, but to end the video right now, I think we're probably overdue for some kind of correction before the burn, a little shakeout, if you will, you know. Maybe go up a little bit more. We're up at like the 3s, low 3 or like high 3s, low 4s, something like that, and then we see a pullback that's like 50% or 60% all the way back to this previous all-time high, and then we check that, and then we continue to go up from there, you know, and probably in a very short amount of time. So don't let that scare you. If anything, it's just an opportunity to buy more. I do think that these are fine prices to buy, you know. Don't let me scare you out of buying either, but just be prepared more so, you know. I'm not recommending anybody sell. In fact, I've said it, I'll say it again to be clear. The time to sell will be around the burn, not now, not a month before the burn. Okay, we're going to wait at least like the week of the burn is what I would think. But this 1272 from the current price, as to why I think it's still a good time to buy, because the 1272 is the minimum expectation. That's still a 45% increase from the current price itself. Last night when we were at the 2.2s, man, it was like a 75% increase, so already, you know, a good bit of this potential is gone, but 45% in probably a very, very short amount of time. Like it could be 2 days, man. If not within a week, probably. That's still nice, you know. And if you're trying to not play the game with this thing, you just want to get in and get out, that is a perfect kind of trade to make, in my opinion. But none of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just spitballing ideas. You know, what I'm doing is not even what I just said, right? I'm not doing that. If I was looking to buy here and I didn't hold any, I might do something like that, right? Or I might not risk it. I might look somewhere else with something that hasn't popped off yet and put my money in there, right? Because I like to play the long game, but it all depends on your style. It depends on what you want to risk. Sometimes FOMO gets the best of us, and here's not necessarily a bad time to FOMO. But again, if we go up and we have a kind of significant pullback, don't be scared, because we still have the burn to happen, right? We still have time for that to unfurl. And moving up like this, seeing some kind of pullback back to the previous all-time high wouldn't be crazy at all. And even if it's not that deep, like again, let's say we're all the way up at the 4, like right there, right around where that 1272 is, even a pullback to like the current price would be a 32% pullback, which is bigger than any pullback we've seen on this way up so far. Even a pullback to the 6020 would be about a 50% pullback. Okay, right now all we've seen so far, the biggest pullback we've seen so far from top to bottom here is 28%. So I do think we're overdue for something a little bit bigger than that, but I don't think it's going to stop, right? I think just as soon as it comes, it will end. And yeah, all that to say, man, I think we're going higher. I think maybe today we will be above the 3s, maybe even up toward the 4s, but we're getting ready right now. This 4-hour close right here is significant. In my opinion, it's pretty significant. So let's get some follow through. Hopefully it's not a fake out. Let's get some follow through. Continue to go. We have this nice, like, kind of parabolic structure forming, right? Like right here, right? It's like a nice curve. I can't draw, man, but you can see what I'm trying to go for, right? If I could, I can't do it, but you can see it. You can see it, right? I'm not just making it up. So I like the structure. I think that we're getting ready for our next leg up, and that's all I got to say. So if you like the video, guys, leave a thumbs up. Subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I'll see you on the next one. Have a good night, good day. Take care. Bye-bye.